Here we go. In Adobe Audition, so I'm looking at my MP3 folder here for July 2025 on Patreon. So, and you can see it's scattered. It is all over the place because, well, for those of you who are on my Patreon, you understand. I've been going through this huge process and have been for the past 5 years to get to where I am now. So today I posted from the 17th recordings. So if I go into my July free writes, these are the actual waveforms for the actual recordings from July. Some stuff is from June, some stuff is from May. And oh my goodness, I'm like 17th, 16th, 14th, 12th, 11th, 1st, 4th, 5th. Okay, so 1st, 4th, 5th, 6, 7, 11. Ay, 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 ay. 6, 7, 11. And there's just improv and improv. Okay, so let's start with the first, top of the month. Insomniac session improv. Good. Did that one. Sing and sing songs. Okay, improvs 2. This is July 2nd. Charging tea water, first quarter moon in Libra raw. I haven't done this one. Okay. Let's see what this is. Let me put on my headphones and we'll listen to see what this is. I remember doing this, but I don't remember what it sounds like. I had put like... Oh wait, I might have already. Hold on. Oh goodness. Did I really just do like a repeat of myself there? This is interesting. So it's like I hit record, but didn't play anything for a few minutes. That's right, because I was getting the tea ready. Put the glass thing in there. This is... So this will be tomorrow's. This is good stuff. I think I like what I'm hearing. Well, this is going to be very interesting to process. So let's take this and delete all that. Hey. Delete all that. And then we'll come here and we'll grab from like there and delete all that. Okay. Now let's zoom in and So we're going to copy just the left channel, and we're going to paste that in there so that we end up with a double dose of that, so we can capture that noise print, select the whole thing, and beautiful, that's a good noise print. Cancel that out. Once that processes and cleans that up, now we should have clean audio. Good. So let's get rid of everything here. And then we'll zoom over here. And then we'll go to the end and see. So really when it comes down to it, we'll get rid of all that. Okay. So now let's zoom out and put 0 back on top. Okay, there we go. Kill the 60 hertz ground loop. Kill the mic rumble. Now we can bring down the bass a bit. Oops. Zoom in 0 on top. And right now we're peaking at minus 5-4-ish. Okay. So it's okay. Do one of those. That's just a mid scoop. Bring it up ever so slightly. Yeah, that's good. One more, but we're gonna do the one we. And that should do the trick for the equalizer bands. Now before we move on, I'm going to shave the. Hey Jeffrey, good to see you again. Today is production day because I don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow and moving forward. Right now I'm on par. It's probably hard for you to hear me over the music playing. Let me turn that down a bit. So my piano continues to growly, so I'm going through this old recording from July 2nd that's labeled Charging Tea Water First Quarter Moon in Libra. And I remember this. I took some water in my cast iron kettle and put a glass funnel into the kettle and put the kettle under the piano and pointed that funnel at the soundboard. So as I played this, I fed the water my intentions with the piano song and then boiled it and made some tea with it. And it was really good. It was good stuff. So I just never processed the audio yet until now. I thought I did, but apparently I haven't. Oh, hey, Piano Seeker. What's up? Let me say hello. Hey-os. So right now I'm just shaving a little bit. Like if you look at this here and like this here. So I'm setting my tube compressor threshold. Oh gosh. I don't want to do too much because I want to maintain the dynamicy and the feel of the real piano. I just want to shave those louds. So I'm probably going to go with a threshold of minus 7.5. And that should just shave those just enough. Yep. So that way, when we process things and start normalizing, the stuff that's more quiet comes up more into the yellow zone. So that's all I need. So now I can go into, and this is Adobe Audition. I don't know how other programs work. But I haven't had to get any plugins at all. But if I wanted to, there's all these, like, you can use your plugins and VSTs and all that kind of stuff. But I just use the stuff that Adobe Audition has. And so I just did all my equalizer bands because I'm using my shotgun microphone. And now that I'm still in mono, because I doubled that up, I'm going to do here in special, there's a mastering suite. It's like a guitar suite, so if you're doing guitar, it's got like special presets, but this one, it just shows you your graph of what you're working with, and this little red line with the dots. Like, I just went through all the presets and then just started messing around and making my own and moving things around using retro versus tape versus tube. And this last one I did was 7/7/2025. So this is the setting I'm going to apply now. It's just a lot of trial and error, and you just like, I know my Patreon supporters, like, they can't tell the difference most of them. They just hear pretty piano music, but I'm always experimenting and, adjusting like how much is too much reverb, how much is not enough reverb, how much is too many layers of saturation, how much is not enough. And when I listen to all my old recordings over the years, like, I can hear the progression to where I'm at now, and I'm always experimenting. And recently I moved my vocal mic, so I rarely do vocal stuff on. I always focus on my improvisational piano MP3s on Patreon. So this is sounding good. I think I can work with this in the multi-track. So I'm going to hit Control N. I'm going to open up the multi-track. But first, let me hit Control Shift S and save this. This is going to be no longer raw. This is going to be shotgun, and then post. No, yeah, we're going to call it shotgun post. And that way I know that that's after everything has been applied. So I'm not saving over the raw file. So now I'm working off of that post file, which is all the effects that I've done. So now I can pull that into here. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to grab the yellow one because that's the volume bar. And I'm going to look at where it's super quiet there and bring it up by like 5.3 dB. And then over here, where it starts to get loud, right before the piano strikes, I'm going to bring it down by like minus 1 dB or minus 0.8. That should be good. And then from there, I'm going to give myself a head start. I'm going to let things kind of climb up slightly there. Let things decay here a bit. And with each hammer strike, you can get away with a little bit more volume up. Let things ride there. And then from here, I can probably go up. Yeah, let all this ride. And then from here, we can do a gradual downward. This one's pretty thick, so I'll go down a little lower. And then this guy will come up like this. To there. Yeah. We'll let all this ride. You know what? Maybe from here to here we'll come down a bit. Zoom out. Oh, it caught up to me because I hesitated to make good decisions. All right, let's start from the beginning again, and I'm listening while I'm doing this to see if anything sounds unnatural, because you don't want to do your slopes too sharp, too quickly, like that. That would be too much. So unless you're doing like right before the attack, so I'll do this one right before the attack there, and then from there, gradually come up some more, and then here we're gonna get quiet again. So as things decay out, we can bring up with each hammer strike a little bit more with those hammer strikes, a little bit more there, and then bring this one down a bit, and then from here come back up, and then we can come up a little bit more, and then from here we'll go there, this one. Oh goodness, look at that one. looks like that's some decay there. Bring that up some. Ay, 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 piano. Oh, wait. Did you hear that? I did. So that one we need to be a little bit more ginger with. It's too dynamic at that point. So let's do one of those and try it back from here. That was going to be interesting. I can see why I avoided that one, but that sounded okay. All right, that worked. Let's just bring this up here at the end. And now from the top, now we're going to saturate. So, and it looks like we peaked at like -7-ish. So by saturating, I should be okay with everything at 0. Now we listen to the whole thing. I can work with that. It peaked somewhere, it looks like, so we're gonna do the -2 trick here, and then go -2 there, and then -2 there, and we're gonna go back and check. All right, that worked. Now we can export because we didn't break 0. So multi-track, entire session, browse, and this is July 2nd, first quarter moon in Libra. And this is going to be MD01 for Mixdown 1. Save it. And now it's going to export a full-on 96,000 hertz, 24-bit waveform of that improv. So this is the new waveform that we're working with. And now from here, I'm going to just quickly normalize each side to -0.6 and do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to go to, I think we can get away with a scrubby-dooby-doo trick here. So we're going to go to this note. I think I can get away with it here. So let's scrub. Yep, that's where the note begins. So let's go back. Right there, you can see it starts. So here, I see a 00 zone here. So I can grab this because both sides are registering absolute nothingness at 0. So now if I grab this, I can get away with raising it by like 2.4 dB. Maybe, yeah, before it's noticeable. So now if I go here and deselect and listen, check it. Get away with that. And we can do it here at the beginning too. So this note here, right there. So let's go. Right there it begins. So here I see another 00 about there-ish. So we're going to grab from here and go this way. And then we're going to zoom out some more and select more of it and then zoom out all the way and grab everything there. And then we can get away with, like I said, like 2.4, sometimes 2.7 if it's like a staccato, but this is not a staccato. So, okay. Now let's check here. Yep. It just helps those really quiet quiets just not be so quiet, but such is the dynamicy of the piano from pianissimo to fortissimo. So now I just need to scrub off some fat in the beginning there, and that's good. I'm going to go to the end and decide where we want it to repeat. there should be the end. So let's take it from here, and then we're going to zoom just so that way that last note's in play. And we're going to check the graph and do like that, and do another fade value like that. And now we'll check the repeat one functionality of all this. That's the chakra scale. I've been doing that a lot, so that's exactly why that sounds familiar. There's a few other tracks I use that in the beginning to set the sostenuto. It felt a little long, so I'm like, maybe there is where we actually want it to repeat one. So let's cut off this stuff and zoom out. Just put 0 back on top. Sorry, and then let's do this. All right, let's try that. That's better. I like that. Okay, so we're going to copy all of this, and we're going to go here so it maintains the metadata for, yeah, oh, that's right, because we're referencing this, and we don't need this anymore. Okay, so now we have the final edit. I still have you guys on like -10 output for my computer, so it's kind of quiet for you. But it's louder in here, as you can see by the levels. But it looks like everything worked out okay. So we're going to save this now as the final output here. So July free writes, and this is no longer shotgun post. This is just the final output. And you have a name. So Fortea Aquaria. Because it's for the tea water. Yes. So we'll save that, and then we're going to save it again, but this time as an MP3 and process it down to 44.1 16-bit MP3 audio. And now we're going to put that in. Okay, so this is going to be 20July2025. Yes, okay. Who cares what the MP3 file is named? Oh, I forgot to put the, dang it. Let me open one of the other files. Okay, so I need to copy the album. I forgot to put the album in there. So that way that one's official. Now we'll save it. And then now that it's an MP3, we can find some picture for it. And this time, I think we're going to go with that one. And then save that. And we're going to go into Patreon now. So here's the library. Tomorrow will be the 21st. So don't let me forget that that's the date. So go to create post. And this is Patreon for creators if you're going to be like, they just updated so the whole interface is different. So now I'm going to select audio and upload the audio that I just made. So I just made the Fortea Aquaria. So there's that. Oops. Hey. Oh, yeah. What's going on with me? Fortea Aquaria. All right, and then upload the track. Oh, let me turn the volume up for you. So this little plus sign to attach your MP3. So So now we just hit schedule and it's ready to go. So now my patrons tomorrow when they wake up in the morning, or at least when I wake up at 5:30, it'll say, there's a new MP3 for you. And then when I wake up, I'm going to make the spectralizer because only Fantastic Flowers and Up get the actual MP3 every single day. Everybody gets the playlist access. And I did today's, right? Oh, no, did I do today's? No, I did today's. Let me check. Here's July. And these are unlisted playlists. So, yep, I got today's. So, here's today's. So while that plays, I'll look for some more stuff to do. Just refreshing and restarting my Adobe Audition. TikTok improv on the 4th. Did I do anything else on the 4th? Looks like it's that one. Okay. So I already processed that one. 7.5. Germinating cherries. Is that all I did? Oh my goodness. Just BS. Okay, so now I can look at June. So I did June 18th. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Those stop that for a moment. Let's see what's going on here from June 20th. So this is dialing in. I always do that to dial in and check things. This can be Tuesday. I can live with this one. So we will take this and delete all of that. Control Shift S and go into improvs 1, and this will be beginning improv raw. So that way I know that it came from that file and it's the beginning improv, the raw file. Okay. So that way everything I do, I'm not saving over, but I maintain the recording metadata. And now from there, we will select all of the shotgun microphone and double that up. So now we're working in mono with just the shotgun microphone. And we are going to try and find a good noise print. That's a good one, so we'll take that. Beautiful. And that just cancels out all that underlying hiss. So we have some more clean audio to work with. Beautiful. Now we can zoom out and zoom out to put 0 dB back on top. And now from here, we start doing the processes. Kill the 60 hertz ground loop because I'm paranoid, and do the same thing with kill the background. I'll do that too, just because I'm paranoid. Now I've got really clean audio to work our magic. That's the 10 equalizer band that just drops the bass a little bit, so it's not overly dramatic. Generic mud removal. That's that setting that I made last week, the week before. Processing. Alright, now we can go into a new multi-track session and bring all of that in. And this time I'm going to prepare it by putting -2 into the 3 tracks, because once I saturate, it gets louder. So I'm going to look at this first note. It's super quiet. So we're going to bring that up, and then we're going to start by bringing this one down. And then from there, we come down a little bit more. And then from there, we'll come back up just slightly. And then from here, we'll calm down. And we'll come back up here. Okay. Now we'll let things play. And we'll just listen as we do this. Oh, did I leave that much space? Hold on. That's better. So I'm watching. Start over. I forgot to hold the little middle scrolly thing and I accidentally moved the layer. Ah, you caught up to me because I was getting nitty gritty. Okay, but everything's been sounding good. We're almost halfway through. Okay. Keep listening and see if anything sounds unnatural. Adjust. scratching. We didn't break 0. That was good. So I was able to flow and do some stretching and flow and tai chi, and I can. So that's how I know it's good. I was able to do a good job flowing with it, and I didn't get taken out of it because of anything being weird. So we are in, what is this, June 20th? So I need to go up a folder. We need to go into June 20th. And this is L Improvs 1 Beginning Improv. Beginning Improv 1. And this is going to be MDO1, Mixdown 1. Okay, save it. Okie dokies. Now that's going to be a full-on 96,000 hertz, 24-bit uncompressed waveform. That's what we're looking at now. So let's quickly do, I forgot to do a little tube model compressor. I'm looking at this zone here and this one here. So let's set that threshold to -3.3. And then that should just shave those ever so slightly without compromising the rest. And now we can normalize that to -0.6. And then do the same thing to the other side. Normalize it to -0.6. And then we can take the beginning portion here and find, where is that, 1.7. So let's go to 1.1-ish and cut off that chunk. Maybe a little bit more. We'll do, hey, what did I just do? Zoom in 0.6. That should be okay. And now let's do that. Good. Then we go to the end. There should be the repeat one. So let's take all of that stuff and delete it. And then we'll take that last notes and do a fade value there and another fade value here. That seemed a little long for the repeat one. I did that last time too. I keep waiting too long. Maybe it's there is where we want it. So let's do that really quick. Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. Now we can copy all of this and move it into the raw file here. Yep, that's right. Because we don't need this anymore. So we don't need any of that. So now this one is no longer the raw. This is the final mix down. So we'll call this one MDO2. Okay. So now that all that's been done, Rusa. That's what they said. So let's go into June free writes. And this is beginning improv. And then this is the title now. Improvs 1, beginning improv 1. Okay, save. And save it again, but this time as an MP3. And change that to 44.1, 16 bits. Perfect. And then we go into July. Save it there. Okay, yes. And then let's open. Come on. Perfect. Open the last one we just did, which was this one, and make sure I have the same album information into this one. Let's just double check all that. Yes. Okay, save it. And find a picture for it. Let's go back into Patreon. And for Teo, oh, I didn't finish writing your info. You're supposed to be 721. So 721-2025 daily A432 hertz piano. Save for July 21st at 5:30 a.m. Okay. 721. I had to do that for myself so that way I see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I can go to post and go to audio and upload what we just did. So this is going to be in the July. Estrella Rusa. There you are. Estrella Rusa. 722-2025 daily A432 hertz piano. have to, let me just play that again. All right, so now that puts me 2 days ahead of myself on daily piano production. I've got tomorrow's and Tuesday's scheduled. So it's 4:50 here in Minnesota. That means I can have some dinner, supper, um, and then after that, I'll probably come back and play some piano live and record more. But at least we did the work that I have to do to maintain my Patreon for all my amazing supporters who I am so grateful for. You know, who am I kidding? Let's just play one song. We'll play one song. I just need to close everything out here. Yeah, we'll close this out. And then we'll just hit a new file here just in case. Hit record, get rid of that. And then I'll go over to the other side to play some piano here. Alright. Here we go. I'll be back later with more piano after I have supper. Where's the button?